Hi, my love. Welcome back. So, in seeing this preset, you should understand I will pick Gossip Girl. So, I'll start with Serena. I'm going to be making a pleated skirt for Serena. And if you want to see how we achieve this pleated skirt, the way to keep watching. This video is impacted on how you can also calculate your pleat skirt. So, join me with this series on my Halloween look. Welcome back, guys. So I'm going to create this Serena skirt with this fabric, and this is 1.5 and this matching zip. How do we calculate the numbers of pleats? Because we're making a pleat skirt. So there's a formula to calculate the numbers of pleats that we need, okay? And to calculate it, what you need is your circumference divided by the numbers of pleats. You need your circumference divided by the numbers of pleats. So that depends on where your skin is going to start, whether from your waist or on your hip area. Either ways, all you need to do is to put your circumference, then whatever you have, divide it by the total amount of pleats that you want for that skirt. For me, I wanted 16 pleats on my skirt. So I'll just, whatever the numbers gives me, that is the unit of my pleats, okay, which is 2.2. So this will now determine the actual numbers of pleats that we need, which is 2.2. So we're going to calculate the total fabric that we need in creating our pleat skirt. In calculating this, there is also a formula for this, which is for you to get the total fabric width. For you to get the total fabric width, you will need to get your pleats width, which is the 2 points. You need to get your pleats width, which is the 2.2. This 2.2 pleat width, we need it times 3 times the numbers of pleats that we needed, which is the 16 inches. So this is how you get your total fabric needed, okay? So I'm going to put that 2.2 there, and I'm going to multiply it by 3, and I'll also multiply it by 16. I'm going to also multiply it by this 16, which is the total pleats that I needed. Then whatever it gives me, which is 0.5, then I approximate it to 0.6. I'm also going to go ahead to add my allowance to that, okay? So whatever allowance that you want to give, add it up to what you have here, and you are good to go in creating your plate. I hope this is helpful, but if you find this too quick, do it to go back to rewatch and understand better. So the next thing that you need to get is the length of your skirt. So that depends on how long or short you want your pleat. So just put the measurement there, okay? That will be the length of your skirt, okay? So for this Serena skirt, I wanted something very short that will just give this high school vibe. So I want to go with at least, let me just have 14 inches. The length should be like 14 inches after my hemming and folding allowance. But I just cut 15.5 and I want a band of 1.5, which is total of 17. I went in to mark where my back is. So why I did that is because if you want to get this pleat, you'll be pleating in the front part of your fabric. So this is the 1 inch allowance that I gave for my skirt. I'm also going to go ahead to put this 2.2 pleat on. So what I'm going to do is to mark 2.2. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead to mark 2.2 till I get to the end of this fabric. So I'll just go ahead to mark the 2.2, and mind you, this fabric I divide it by 2. So that means I'll be marking it on both the front piece and the back piece. So the total fabric that we needed, I divided it by 2 with the allowance, and that is what I'm marking here. So after I was done, what I'm going to do is to go ahead to pleat the skirt. What you're going to do is to take number 1 and skip number 2 and push it to number 3. This is just the logic. That was why we did times 3 of whatever number of pleats that we have. So you also do the same thing. You take number 1 again and push it to number 3. So that means you're skipping number 2 to number 3. So this is just it. I'll just go ahead to do this till I get to the end. Afterwards, we have our 8 pleat for the front, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I also go ahead to do the same thing to the back part, and I'll sew with a straight stitch. And afterwards, this is what I have for my front. I've gone ahead to sew with a straight stitch on that part, and I did the same thing for the other side of my pleats skirt. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down by that part where we join the 1 and 3. I'm going to sew straight like you see me demonstrating. I'll just pin that down so you sew straight like so. It's just for you to take whatever measurement you want. Like I think 2.5 is moderate, or you can do 3 if you want to go more in. But I'm going to be using 2.5. So I'll just go ahead to mark that 2.5 on that area. And lucky for this fabric is a check fabric, so the line are straight, so I'm following through that line that has that 2.5. I'll go ahead and sew straight, and I'll show you guys what I have after I'm done. And I also do the same thing for the back piece. I've gone ahead to stitch those parts that I told you. I went in with 2.5 inch on the pleats line that connect with the 1 and 3. So I'm also going to go ahead to join my fabric together. So what I'm going to do is to join it with the allowance that I gave. And mind you, I told you I gave 1 inch allowance. I'm going to just pin it down with that 1 inch allowance. And what I'm going to do is I'll sew a straight stitch here and also give space for my zipper allowance and also sew the rest. At this point, I'm going to take in the measurement and I will use that to cut my band. And for my bands, I am working with 1.5, so I'm going to go ahead to cut 3 inches straight. With the measurement that we took, we're able to get the length that we want our band to stop. I'm going to go ahead to cut it straight. After I was done, this is what I have for my bands. When you fold it, you end up having 1.5, and when you join it, you end up having 1 inch. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead to place it on my fabric like so. I'll pin it down round, and after I was done, I'm going to show you guys what we have, because I'm going to, after pinning it down, I'm going to go ahead to sew it down with a straight stitch. After I was done, this is what I have for my skates. I love the skates, and if this was very helpful, do it to give me a thumbs up. And on Saturday, I'll be wearing this outfit to show you my Halloween look on me. But I was not really comfortable after I did the testing because I wanted it more short, because I was like, what would Serena want to wear? She would want something very short, so I choose to take off the band. So you seeing this is me taking off the band from the skate, and I also went into loosening up the zipper area in order to refix the zip. So afterwards, I'm going to show you guys the after results. I would have shown you guys when I wore it how it was. It's not like it's too long, but I wanted it like more shorter than it was, okay? So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to fold it like you're seeing me doing this. I'll fold it and fix the zip, and afterwards I'm going to show you guys what we have. So this is what I have after I was done with the skate. I love the fit. I love every inch of it. And I feel like it's giving that high school vibe that I wanted for the skate. And if this video was helpful, do it to give me a thumbs up, and do it to subscribe to my channel and follow me for more DIY like this. And if you want to see this Halloween look on me, do it to keep watching my Halloween series, and I'll see you guys in the next one.